I thought that it was going to fix everything, but it just highlighted a lot of things in my life that I needed to change or get better at. As you know, relationships aren't easy, but it's worth it, man. Hailey's my queen.
Why did it come to a head this past year? All the shame, all the confusion. Do you think it came up because you were married?
I think he's had his own journey with shame and his own struggle. And
Hollywood is one big hot mess these days, and today we're diving deep into the drama. From Hailey Bieber trying to whisk Justin Bieber out of the country to isolate him, because nothing says healthy relationship like fleeing across borders, to Wendy Williams acing her mental test but still managing to royally tick off a judge who's determined to silence her forever, things are beyond messy, folks. For the time being, let's begin with Hailey and Justin because it seems like things are getting back to being difficult. That's a pleasant surprise. The Hailey versus Selena Gomez conflict tends to reappear like an annual flu outbreak whenever there is a new season. It's almost as if it's a scheduled event. If you want people to stop thinking about you, Hailey, you might want to consider stopping liking articles that are terrible about Selena and Benny Blanco. This is just a hint. Nevertheless, here's the kicker. Hailey is reportedly making preparations to completely remove Justin from the United States in order to protect him from the hatred that she is receiving. According to the source, the couple is considering relocating to either Europe or Canada in order to reduce their exposure to public scrutiny.
shame is going to make us feel like we're not enough and we're less than and we don't deserve something, but it doesn't have to. I think when you marry the right person, they're like a reflection.
Oh, the irony of Justin Bieber abandoning stardom, which is the only thing he has ever known, in order to live a tranquil life in Italy comparable to that of George Clooney. Do you think it's possible that Justin would milk goats and make cheese in Tuscany in order to avoid getting into a fight on the internet? In all honesty, I am able to at this time. It is rumored that Justin is the one who has the notion to create a secure home away from Los Angeles or New York in order to provide a secure environment for their son Jack and any future children. To tell you the truth, that doesn't seem all that horrible. Just make sure to keep a safe distance from the Baldwins and possibly Diddy as well.
You know, marriage is like a mirror sometimes, and like I'm realizing, like, man, I am a serious hypocrite.
However, let's face the facts. Is leaving the nation the answer to the issues that you're having in your marriage? This is more like applying a Band-Aid on a broken limb than anything else. Instead of trying to avoid Selena Gomez, who is currently doing well with Benny Blanco, it is possible that Justin and Hailey might seek out some traditional counseling. She has recently released new tracks, one of which is titled Sunset Boulevard, and she is slowly but surely discovering her own unique style. According to Rolling Stone, Selena even stated that she felt too comfortable working on this record at home with Benny as the producer. To put it another way, if my fiancé were a Grammy-winning hitmaker who made me sound like a beautiful angel, I would definitely feel comfortable as well.
You know, at first, I didn't even know we were on a date. I thought we were just like hanging out as friends. She thought it was a date, and I'm happy I didn't think it was a date because I'd be so much more nervous.
While all is going on, Hailey is unable to even avoid double-tapping hateful posts. Ouch. Imagine getting married to a man who contacted his ex-girlfriend, aka Selena, 23 times on the day of your wedding. That is what Justin did. Do you not take notice of the red flags that are flapping around like crazy? The content of those texts must be quite juicy. It is impossible for Hailey to deny that she is still enamored with Selena and that she likes shady posts, despite the fact that TikTokers promptly screenshot receipts. They never stop looking for answers on the internet, Hailey. We are aware of what you are doing.
Talk about it and work through it together. What's your story? What's my story? Why do you feel this way? Why do I feel this way?
Now let's pivot to the queen of mess herself, Wendy Williams.
Where is Wendy Williams?
Wendy just aced her mental capacity test, scoring a 10 out of 10. Congratulations, Wendy. But instead of celebrating, the judge overseeing her case is fuming mad because Wendy keeps spilling the tea to every media outlet available, calling her fancy assisted living facility a luxury prison. And honestly, it does sound like a bougie prison, with a spa, gourmet meals, and a memory care floor she's restricted to. Wendy says they're lying about her freedom, and I believe her. You don't pass a mental test flawlessly and then get told you're not allowed out of the memory care unit. It's sketchy as hell.
Our first caress.
It has been stated that the judge, who is apparently angered by Wendy's outspoken interviews, is now planning to relocate her to a location that is even more restrictive, far away from microphones and cameras. What would it be like to silence the legendary Wendy Williams? It would be the same as taking coffee from Starbucks or lip fillers from Kylie Jenner. It would be absolute cruelty. Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, asserts that Wendy is unable to function without assistance due to dementia. However, Wendy vehemently disagrees with this characterization.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him?
In addition, Sabrina made the accusation that Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, had kidnapped Wendy for the sole purpose of bringing her out to a dining experience. When it comes to being honest, Alex deserves praise for sneaking her aunt out to have some Italian food. Goals for the aunt-niece, everyone. It has also been stated by both Wendy and Alex that the facility's account of the claimed kidnapping is a complete and utter fabrication. As a matter of fact, Alex addressed them in public, exposing their lies. Wendy disclosed in a video that they are not being truthful about allowing her to leave without restriction. Now the judge is saying Wendy is poisoning the jury pool by talking to the media. Seriously? If you don't want Wendy talking, maybe stop imprisoning her against her will. Free Wendy, everyone! Let's make some noise until our girl Wendy gets justice and writes that explosive tell-all we know would be iconic.
He has been diagnosed with a form of dementia.
This is a rare disease. It affects younger people, 40s to 60s, and it predominantly affects language and behavior. It's quite rare, so under 65, it represents 10% of dementia cases, and over 65, only about 2%.
Now moving from one celebrity scandal to another, Kim Kardashian and OJ Simpson. Yeah, didn't think we'd be revisiting that combo in 2025 either, but here we are. Kim is in hot water because she tried to buy back her late father's Bible from Simpson's estate for $15,000. The estate, though, rejected her offer. Malcolm, the executor, said the Bible was already scheduled to be auctioned off, and his reasoning? Simple math. Spending $15,000 in lawyer fees to get Kim's $15,000 is pointless. Unless, of course, Kim dramatically ups the offer to $150,000 or something. Translation, cough up more cash, Kimmy.
Your dad was alive. Your mom was good friends with Nicole, OJ's wife.
Yes.
You guys actually went away on a vacation with her, right?
Yeah, every spring break we would go to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico.
Right.
I was actually best friends with Sydney Simpson, their daughter.
Are you still in touch with Sydney?
No.
Here you were good friends with Nicole, and I guess you knew OJ killed her, and then your dad had to represent OJ.
And what's in this Bible that makes it such a hot commodity? Robert Kardashian inscribed a personal message to OJ Simpson, telling him, God has a definite plan for your life. Simpson. Definite plan. Yeah, that's not ironic or anything. Fans are now furious, saying it's low-key, mean, and weird not to give Kim her father's Bible. Even Fashion Nova chimed in, demanding the estate quickly handed over. Even if Fashion Nova is backing you, you know you're onto something.
Courtney and I just believed everything that my dad would do.
Right.
We were such daddy's girls. So at the beginning, my dad definitely did believe in OJ, couldn't believe that his best friend would do that.
You would go to the meetings and OJ would be there
Well, it was
and
at
stuff?
my dad's house, so
Okay.
everyone was
Like
just
the
there trying
Bronco
to
chase
figure it out.
happened from my dad's house.
The next person to be discussed is Ash Trevino, the TikTok star who is currently experiencing a downward spiral, destroying her own reputation while desperately blaming everyone else. During a recent appearance on the Bop House, when she was interviewed by Camilla, Ash revealed something that left everyone in a state of shock. Despite spending a significant amount of money on designer clothing, she is adamant about not purchasing beds for her kids, who are 15 and 12 years old. You heard it right, there are no beds. Her daughters, on the other hand, are referred to in a distant manner as this one and that one. To tell you the truth, that seems less like a mother and more like a frustrated babysitter. Because they already have expensive purses and shoes, Ash asserts that her girls do not require beds because they are already spoiled enough. What are your priorities, girl? At this point, Ash is of the opinion that Camilla and the audience are to fault for making her look bad. You have made a poor public appearance, Ash, by openly stating that your children do not need beds when you are carrying a handbag that costs $3,000. Despite the fact that I am not an expert on parenting, I am fairly certain that your children deserve a mattress more than you deserve another Gucci bag. Camilla, who interviewed Ash, is now in an all-out feud with her, exposing more about Ash's behavior. Camilla says Ash arrived to the interview demanding certain conditions, acting like a diva, and then getting upset when viewers rightly called her out for being a bad mom. TikTok quickly blew up with fans roasting Ash for her narcissistic behavior and obvious neglect. I mean, what mom casually admits on camera to not buying beds for her kids, then gets mad when viewers call her out? She's living in a world of delusion thicker than Wendy's wig collection. Ash's response? Blaming Camilla for setting her up, whining on social media that she's misunderstood and bullied. Honey, you're not misunderstood. You literally admitted everything on camera. People aren't bullying you, they're calling you out. Maybe stop dropping $10,000 at Chanel and pick up two $200 mattresses instead. Problem solved. Seriously, how do influencers consistently mess up this badly? Now let's briefly talk about Kylie Jenner jumping into the Selena-Hailey feud. Remember the eyebrow gate incident when Kylie shaded Selena's eyebrows and TikTok lost its collective mind? Kylie claimed innocence, but we all know Kylie's not exactly a saint in the subtle shade department. Hailey liked shady posts about Selena again recently, and Kylie still randomly involves herself. Can these grown adults find something better to do than fight over eyebrow tutorials? But don't get too comfortable yet, because things are only heating up. We're about to dive even deeper into Ash Trevino's messiness and her ongoing feud with Camilla from Bop House. Plus, we're going to explore even more juicy details surrounding Wendy's fight for freedom, Justin and Hailey's troubled paradise, and the never-ending saga of Kim Kardashian and her family Bible drama. Grab your popcorn, buckle up and stay tuned, because trust me, the best tea is still brewing. Going back to Ash and Camilla feud. Camilla literally stopped the interview and announced she'll personally pay for beds, mattresses, headboards, nightstands, basically a full room makeover, right there on the spot. Imagine a 22-year-old podcast host needing to step in because a grown woman can't provide beds for her own kids. It's like Ash took notes from Cinderella's stepmother and ran with it. Of course, Ash had an elaborate excuse, something about her mom and a furniture store and her credit card. Honestly, it made no sense, especially since Ash is constantly flashing luxury brands like Louis Vuitton online. Yet beds for her daughters? Apparently that's a luxury she can't afford. When CPS reportedly visited Ash's home, even they confirmed her kids' sleeping arrangements were questionable, to put it mildly. Ash's kids looked deeply uncomfortable throughout the entire interview, their body language screaming for help louder than words ever could. Camilla later revealed on the canceled podcast that she invited Ash specifically to expose her true character, which was honestly a public service at this point. Ash's kids seemed desperate for stability, and Camilla knew that having them there would show the world the truth through their eyes. Well played, Camilla, well played. Ash, naturally, called Camilla a clout chaser, conveniently forgetting she literally built her own fame on TikTok drama. Pot, meat kettle. Camilla went on to reveal that Ash tried to squeeze even more perks out of her after the podcast, booking herself additional nights at the Ritz-Carlton and then casually billing it to Camilla. Imagine having the audacity to flex designer goods and then beg someone else to pay for your extra nights at the Ritz. Ash is out here redefining what it means to be shameless. And then, when Camilla kindly reached out again about sending furniture for the girls, Ash responded with bitterness, acting like Camilla was the villain for publicly embarrassing her. Girl, you embarrassed yourself the moment you refused to buy beds for your own children. And while we are on the subject of contentious parenting, the recent demise of Gene Hackman has already caused a great deal of controversy to surround his inheritance. The famous actor gave his whole fortune to his wife Betsy, but he did not include any of his children, who were already estranged from him. Following the unfortunate discovery of Hackman and his wife's bodies at their residence, which occurred after they had been absent for several weeks, everyone was curious about the inheritance that his children would receive. In the end, the children did not receive anything at all. Gene's will made it clear that in the event that both he and his wife passed away at the same time, the inheritance would not be distributed to the children at all, but rather would be given to charitable organizations. It hurts. Can you truly say that you blame him? Reportedly, his children did not communicate with him or pay him a visit for several weeks, completely unaware of the fact that their parents had passed away. It has been stated that they are currently fighting the will in order to assert their right to inherit their father's money. This is something that I have a feeling Gene saw coming. He was not bashful about acknowledging that his relationship with his children was strained, and he freely expressed regret over the fact that he played a remote role in their lives. Therefore, rather than for his family, Hackman's riches might be used to construct libraries or provide financial support to hospitals. Are we talking about petty revenge from beyond immortality or poetic justice? You make the decision. Meanwhile, shocking headlines continued when a high school track meet in Virginia turned into a literal crime scene. During a relay, a high school junior named Kaylin Tucker was violently struck in the head with a baton by another sprinter named Alayla Everett. Video footage showed Alayla swinging her baton with shocking aggression, causing Tucker a severe concussion. Alayla, however, cried foul, saying the 9-second video didn't show the full story, claiming her baton got stuck, and it was all an accident. But seriously, girl, if we watch the clip in slow motion, that baton strike looks less accidental and more WWE. Unsurprisingly, the court wasn't buying her tears, and Alayla was charged with assault and battery. Social media wasn't convinced either, accusing her of gaslighting and playing victim. Can you blame them? That hit was brutal. Lesson learned, batons should stay on the track, not become weapons. Now moving gears to drama that is less violent but just as hot, Ice Spice has finally responded to her critics who said that she had lost her thickness. Remember those whispers about the Olympics that were going around everywhere? Ice Spice took them down through a public announcement, but her followers continued to criticize her online for losing her curves. Now that she's back, she's thicker than she's ever been, and she's released a song that's literally called Thick Again. Ice Spice has demonstrated beyond a reasonable doubt that trolls are unable to bring a queen down by writing an anthem that is dedicated to gaining weight and recovering her curves. Ice Spice was coerced into eating snacks once more by the internet, and to tell you the truth, we are here to hear about her eventual recovery. You go, Ice Spice! From Hailey Bieber's desperate escape plan to Ash Reno's disastrous parenting revelations, Gene Hackman's dramatic final wishes, and Wendy's heartbreaking fight for freedom, Hollywood remains unmatched in serving up relentless drama. See you all next time.